Hello, all you Conan Exile fans out there. It's Granny Gamester here with your beginner's guide to Conan Exiles. Now, I am playing on the PlayStation 4 single player, and in today's guide, I'm going to talk about fish traps and shellfish traps. Now, the fish traps you can get at level 17 in your feats, and you want to scroll over to Survivalist and then down to Primitive Cook, and this is where you'll find your recipe. Now you can get fish trap and shellfish trap, which you can make in your handcrafting section, and then you also get fish trophy, which you can make these at the artisan's work table. So once you've made your fish trap, which requires 10 shaped wood and 10 twine, you want to place it in the water, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in deep water. It can be placed in shallow water. Just test it out. Just keep moving it around until it places. And once you do, open it up, and you need to put in bait. Now, for bait, you can use insects, you can use grubs, you can use queen bees and worker bees. Now, once you place these in here, you can see that in my crafting cache, it says I am going to get just the unappetizing fish. But this is not the case. Once these get done processing, you will actually get some of all three, which is the savory fish, the unappetizing fish, and the exotic fish. Yeah, you have a chance to get all three no matter what you put in there for bait. So once you put those in there, though, they do have an expiration date now. They never used to. You used to be able to plop your bait in there and then come back a day later and you'd have a boatload of fish. Well, that's not the case anymore. As you can see, as I have my indicator on the savory fish on the left-hand side, you can see on the bottom that it expires in 4 hours, 53 minutes, and 38 seconds. Yeah. And of course, the same for the unappetizing fish, just a little different time for expiration. Yeah. So, yeah, that makes things a little different. So, in that case, I will make a platform like this, a 4x4, and I will put the stations that I use for processing my fish on this little platform. So I use the fluid press, the campfire, and the dryer. So let's take a look at what fish do in the fluid press. Now they will give you oil. So if you put in 10 of this unappetizing fish, you will get 1 oil. If you put in 5 of the savory fish, you will get 1 oil. If you put in 1 of the exotic fish, you will get 1 oil. So exotic fish is the best to get. So yeah, and then in the campfire, you of course get the cooked unappetizing fish. Now what I use this for mostly is on my archer thralls while I'm leveling them up. Now this only works if they are following you and you are leveling them up. If you feed them this cooked fish, unappetizing cooked fish, it gives them a bonus in their chance of growth for accuracy, which is a great bonus for them as archers. Yeah. So that's why I use it. I will also put it on them, period, for food when they're at my base, whether they're following me or not. It just doesn't give the bonus unless they're following me. Yeah. And then for the dryer, of course, the dried fish is used in cooking recipes. So I will divide the fish up depending on how I need them with these 3 stations. And then we have the shellfish trap. Now the shellfish trap takes the same kind of insects that the fish trap does. And again, this has to be placed underwater. And if it will only place under deep water, which is the case with this one, you need to watch your breath meter. Yeah, if you don't have any underwater potion or a mask, which I don't in this case, you can see my breath meter is ticking down there. So I have to keep an eye on that so I don't drown. So in this, you will get unappetizing shellfish, which is shrimp. You will get savory shellfish, which is crabs, and exotic, which is lobsters. So let's go up before we drown here. And yeah, these I've only found the use for these. Some of your pets will eat these for food, and I use them in cooking. That's about it for that. Yeah, but the improved fish traps and um, shellfish shellfish traps you get later on in the game when you've advanced a little bit. You do have to be a higher level um, to get this. And the place that you find this recipe is at the Sunken City. Um, so without giving too much away, I'm going to show you on the map. I don't want to do any spoilers for you, but I will tell you where to find it. And it's in the jungle over here in this little bay area. And right along this shore right here, I think I'll bring it up here a little better so you can see it. Right along the shore, you'll see a little rowboat. I think it's right about in here. And if you walk up to it, it says, do you want to enter the Sunken City? And of course you do. So yeah, and I highly recommend that you have a very good thrall with you and be a much higher level, like around 50, something like that, when you enter that, because it can be a little tough in there, but it's a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite places. So once you get into the Sunken City, and as it suggests, it is underwater, I will give you a hint on where to find this recipe. And it is in the ruins that has a very large fish carcass hanging. It has one large enemy in there and a few crawlies on the floor. And on the right hand side of this room, you will find a tablet that you need to interact with. And that's where you'll get this recipe. So you need to make this once you get the recipe in the carpenter's bench. And it requires vines, resin, and scales of Dagon. Now the scales of Dagon you also get in the Sunken City. And you get those by harvesting all the non-human enemies in that city. So take your axe and hack them up, because you're going to be very sad when you get back to the carpenter's bench and realize that you needed those to make these and you didn't pick any up. So make sure you pick up as many of the scales of Dagon as you can while you're in there. So let's open up the improved fish trap and take a look. And again, it takes the same bait as the regular fish trap and shellfish trap. And as you can see, I have put in just insects here, and my cache once again shows just unappetizing fish, but in fact I will get any of these. And the improved fish trap also gives you rare fish. Now in this case I got some dogfish, I got a moray eel, I got a catfish, and I got a grouper. Yeah, now these have great perks to them. Yeah, when they're cooked, they must be cooked for this to work. And each one of these perks, when you eat the fish, only lasts for 1 hour. And the angler fish will give you a +3 in vitality. The catfish will give you a +3 in strength, so he's the one you want. And dogfish gives you a +3 in charisma and a +3 in vitality. The grouper will give you a +3 in accuracy and a +3 in agility. And the moray eel will give you a +3 in grit and a +3 in vitality. And again, these will only last for an hour once you eat them. Now, these do not stack with other items that you might take to increase bonuses, such as strength potion. It will not stack with that, unfortunately. And you do not get any bonus for dried fish. This is for cooked fish only. So let's go down and look at our improved shellfish trap. Now, as far as I can tell, this doesn't give you any different kind of shellfish. There's no bonus to cooking them. There's no actual benefit to this improved shellfish trap at all, unfortunately. Again, the only thing I use them for is to feed my animals, my pets that require it, etc. I have never tested whether if you put in insects, it gives you more shellfish for the number of insects you put in. I don't know. I haven't ever tested that one out. So yeah. As far as I can tell, the improved fish trap is the real bonus in this case. So yeah. Well, all right, guys. If you found this helpful, give me the big old like. And if you'd like to see more, just subscribe. And if you hit the little bell, you'll be notified when I post my next guide. Well, all right, guys. Whoops, we got company. Well, I'll say goodbye as I'm taking him out. And again, until next time, GG out.